video, we got graphing in slope-intercept form. Know a better way to bring that up than a real-life example. So you just landed your first paying job paying $25 per hour. They also gave you a $100 signing bonus. The following situation can be modeled as y equals 25x plus 100, where x is in hours and y is in dollars. In this video, I'm not going over how to model, I'm going over how to graph the model. So, how to graph this model right here. What we need to do is we need to know what slope-intercept form is. That is y equals mx plus b. And two things we need to know. Our b is our y-intercept. That B point is where it crosses the y-axis right here. It also can be written as 0, comma b, because no matter what, my x is always 0. So I'm going to plot, there's going to be a point on this line. Now what we need to know as well is our m, which is our slope. And it is important to know that slope is not a point. It is a ratio of the change in y to the change in x. So I'm just going to write that here as well. The ratio change in y to the change in x. Now, once we know all this, it's easy to graph the line in this form. So what do you notice right here? Doesn't this look just like this? This just has letters. This has the actual numbers. Well, if we know it's 0, comma b, what's my b in this case? 100. Uh-oh, I don't see a 100 on here. Well, guess what? We're going to make it. There's my point. That's 0, comma 100. So my b is equal to 100 right there. Now, what's my m in this case? I can kind of see it's in front of the x, right? So our m is 25. However, notice it's a ratio, right? Well, let's just turn it to a fraction. What's 25 as a fraction? 25 over 1. So, if I look at my change in y, my y-axis, my 25 is positive, right? So I'm going up 25. So I'm going up 25 over here. So 100 to plus 25, I'm just going to put that tick there, and that's 125. Now how much am I moving horizontally or along the x-axis? That's right, 1 unit. So up 25 over 1. Now I have 2 points. I don't need to go anymore. I can make my line. And as you can see, I went from here to here as my change in y. That was plus 25. And then I went my horizontal direction, plus 1. I could do it again. I could go up 25 over 1. Notice how it's always going to build the same slope triangle because it's constant. I could also go down 25 and to the left one because that would be negative 25 and negative 1. And negative divided by negative is still positive 25. And let's connect all the dots here. My x value is 1. What was my y value? 125. If I plugged in 1 right there, 25 times 125 plus 100, my y value is 125. Woo! I love some slope-intercept form. Makes graphing lines easy. So just take a minute. You can always rewind the video, freeze it right here, take a look at this. But that is how we graph in slope-intercept form. Now that we know all this information, let's do it the quick way. Let's graph y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Well, I'm just going to circle the y-intercept right here. It includes the negative. And let's circle my slope right here. So m equals 1/2. My b equals -3, or I could write it as 0, comma, -3. We know that's my point right here. So let's go ahead and graph it. 0, -3. What's my slope? It's up 1, change in y, over 2, change in x. There's a point. I could graph the line right now, but I'm going to graph another point. I'm going to go up another 1 and over 2, because the slope is always constant. Then I'm going to connect the dots and make my line. So that's why graphing in slope-intercept form is a nice, quick way to graph a line.